Hello everyone. I wanted to kick off my online catalogue Facebook live event. I am just looking at my computer and checking that I am online and that I can see some comments. This actually worked before, so I'm hoping that it's working now. If you have put in your diary to join us for this time, welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm just also wanting a little bit of indication if you are watching. Can you comment? I'm on my Facebook page and I just want to know that there's somebody there. I'm trying to find the video. Okay, so let me just refresh. And I think it was stuck. Yeah, here we go. All right, so let me just see if I can find this video. If you're there, say hi. And maybe can you let us know where you are, where you were watching from. And also, what you're most excited about seeing in the new catalogue as we unveil it today. Now, some of you already have received your catalogues, and your catalogue might actually look a little bit like this. You might not actually have had time to get it that dog-eared and marked with post-it notes as yet, but I wanted to show you what mine looks like. So let me just switch that one out. This is my catalogue and as you can see, it has been compulsory study material for the last probably about a month since we were able to get or to see the catalogue online as demonstrators. So one of the perks as a demonstrator is that you get to see inside the catalogue and you get to pre-order some things from the catalogue as well. If you have just joined us, please let us know, say hi, and I'd love to know where you're watching from. As I said, I'm still trying to get comments up, so if I can't, I'm not going to worry. What I'm going to do today is have a look at the comments. So if you're participating in the little quiz that I'll have going throughout the launch today, you can comment down below, and let me just see if I can click on that and see what happens. Aha, there we go. I think I've got comments. Awesome. Okay, beautiful. Please comment and say hi. Make sure you grab a cuppa as well, because you're going to, and have your own catalogue handy. You might want to get some, hi Renata, good to see you. I can actually see when people join us now. That's great. So grab a cuppa and maybe some post-it notes and a pen as we're going through the catalogue, because there'll be things that I'm going to point out to you that you might not have noticed on your first 5 times through. Hi. I'm going to stop saying hello to people at some point because I need to concentrate so I can show you what's in this gorgeous catalogue here. Also, just a reminder, as we're waiting for more people to jump on, my email and my blog are both under maintenance at the moment. So if you sent me an email in the last couple of weeks, it would have bounced back. You might have noticed back into your inbox. So I'll let you know when I'm back online. I'm having a bit of an overhaul with my blog as well, and they're connected, my email and my blog. So I'll let you know when I'm back online, but for now, the best way to reach with me is via this Facebook page, my business page. And also, hi Rosanna, good to see you. Also, you can just text me on my mobile. So my mobile number is 0407 497 540, and I've popped that on my Facebook page as well. So big news before we get into the catalogue. I am starting back with in-person classes in July. So I'm very excited. I have really missed that aspect of my business, and as restrictions have started to ease, I have been able to put some things into my schedule that enable us to get together in person instead of just online. So I'm really excited about that. I have looked at all the conditions and the restrictions as they stand now, bearing in mind they might start to ease further in the coming months. But as of now, I can actually have up to 7 people in my studio practicing safe social distancing. So I will let you know a little bit more about that. And today I'm going to point you in the direction of my business, my Demonstrator business website, because I've listed all my classes that I've got coming up there. And all of the classes coming up will feature new product from the catalogue. So you'll need to have a little study of that over the next week. Look out for my BOGO sale too. So I have actually organised, hi Danielle, good to see you. I have organised all my retiring products that were from the last catalogue, and I've priced them with a sale price as well as a BOGO price. So you can actually double dip in the catalogue. If you place an order, you'll get to choose an equal amount from my BOGO with the BOGO price, or you might just choose to grab a few of my retired pre-loved items for yourself. And I will be putting that up on my blog when it is up and running again. The BOGO, the pictures of all of my retired items will be up there, and you'll be able to browse and shop and select from there. Okay, so without further ado, let me dive into this catalogue. So first of all, you might see on the very front cover there are some new colours. I can spy at least one new colour. And I'm not going to say the name of that colour because one of the quizzes that I'm running throughout the next hour will involve you listing all the new colours. So you'll need to keep your ears open, especially if you don't have a catalogue. The catalogue is online, so if you can manage to have multi-devices open at the same time, you might be able to have a browse of the online catalogue. Make sure you comment below though if you don't have your own catalogue as yet. I'll get one to you. If you want a new one, let me know and I'll make sure that that's in the mail. But if we open the front cover, you will see, here we go. I've actually tucked these in here so I don't forget to show you. This is our new in colour designer series paper, double-sided paper, and there are all of the new in colours. They've all got names. The first question in my quiz is for you to name, so you need to actually put the number 1 down below in the comments, and I would like you to name each of the 5 new in colours. Now I'm going to be choosing a winner from all of the correct answers, and that will be completely at random. And you guys will get to choose a prize from my prize basket. Let me see if I can take this over and show you without you guys getting dizzy. So I want to show you this so that you know what you're getting. Okay, so I've got a lot of prizes here, guys. You'll get a prize for a couple of things today. So you'll get a draw. I'll draw a prize out for you if you get one. If you get the answer right to the 4 questions that I'll ask, and I've just asked the first one, and that will be chosen at random. If you order $100 before shipping, you'll also get to choose pick a prize, and that will be chosen at random. So some of the things that you can win are stamp sets. These are all brand new products, little card kits, some embellishments, got some champagne rhinestones, lots and lots of goodies in here, some washi tape, and some designer series paper. All of them will be up for grabs. So when you spend $100, or if you guess the right answer to the quiz, you'll get a draw. You'll go into the draw. what are the other things that you can do? Oh yeah, you can sign up to a class or a club, and I've got all of them listed. People are guessing already, very good. I've got all of my new classes coming up. They're all listed, and you'll be able to see them, and you'll be able to book into any classes over the next 4 months. I think I've got them up to September, so there'll be a couple of classes that you might want to join us for, and you'll also get a pick a prize for that. The other thing that you might want to do is book either an online or an in-person workshop. Now, my workshops are free, so you'll be able to get a couple of friends together, and you get to choose the project that we do, that we create. You'll also get a chance to go shopping in the catalogue yourself and earn some extra freebies. You might also want to book one of these online or in-person workshops with me in the next month, because for the month of June, we have a special deal on for hosts. And let me just grab my deals here. So this is our host deal. Oh, I realise I'm sideways, guys. There you go. Sorry about that. That's better. There you go. Now you can see me right way around. So this is what you'll get when your workshop sales reach $400. You'll get an extra $40 to spend. So not only do you get your normal host rewards, that's 10% of your sales, but you'll get an extra 40 on top of that, and that only increases as your workshop total does. So it's a great time to have a workshop and take advantage of this kickoff celebration with hosts. Of course, if you have $400 worth of product before shipping yourself on your wish list, and you place an order to that value, you too can take part in the host rewards. So you're getting $80 in addition to your $400 order, which is fantastic. Stampin' are really generous with their host rewards, and there's lots of ways to take advantage of them. All right, I needed to tell you about that. Okay, so now that we're right way round, I need to adjust my catalogue here. Inside the front cover, there's another sneaky peek of those new in colours that you'll need to guess the name of. As you do, make sure you put number 1 next to that, because that's our first question in the quiz today, to list all 5 of the in colours. Once again, the products are all designed, they're all listed there in suites. So you'll find coordinating stamps, punches and dies, as well as embellishments that match throughout these suites. So they're all listed there in the page numbers, really easy to find. And one little reminder here, I wanted to, in case you noticed, there is a brand new die cutting and embossing machine. Now, although it's part of the new catalogue, we are not yet able to order these machines, but I will let you know as soon as they become available. And those of you who are a little bit more discerning will notice that there is a standard size machine as well as a little mini one. So you've got 2 options there. They will both of these machines will cut and emboss. So they're super versatile, and depending on how big your crafting space is, you will maybe pick and choose the one that you like the best. Or you could have a me and a mini me. It's up to you. But I was very excited when they announced that there was going to be a smaller one as well, because I know some people are pushed for space. So stay tuned, and they will be released a little bit later on this month, hopefully, and I will let you know. I always love looking at the photo of the Gardner family in all the catalogues that I get. I've been a demonstrator for 13 years now, And in all of the catalogues, they've always got a photo of the Gardner family, and I love seeing how the kids are growing, the grandkids. There's always a photo of Shelley and Sterling and Sarah, who became the CEO a couple of years ago. And yeah, it just kind of it reminds me that this is about family, and it's about flexibility, and it's about relationships. Yeah, that's probably the first page I go to every time we get a new catalogue. Over this side though, you'll see we always will be starting off with stamps, because they're our basic building blocks for creativity. And the two different types of stamps are listed there. We offer only two now, so it's a little bit simpler to what it used to be. The cling stamps are actually red rubber, and they cling to the blocks, and we're using some of these today in the demonstration. So you'll have that beautiful red rubber, but they cling to the blocks, and you take them on, you peel them off and pop them straight back on the block or back in their case. So super versatile. You can mount several images on one block if you want to. You can, once they're mounted, use them any which way. You can even use these on your Stamparatus if you're mounting them to the Stamparatus plates. So they allow you to do two-step stamping as well as your normal one-step stamping. And then we have the photopolymer, which you can see through. I'm just looking to see if I've got a photopolymer set. Yes or no. Those of you who are familiar with photopolymer stamps will know that they're see-through, so they're not red rubber. And you mount them on the blocks the same way. So it's good to have a reminder of how we offer our stamps, and you'll see as you go throughout the catalogue which type is offered with which design. I love this little section here because often I forget about basic techniques that I started off learning when I was learning stamping, and some of these I guess are a little bit more advanced techniques from the beginner stage of the basic stamping, and it tells you where to find this technique and a sample of the technique throughout the catalogue. So don't forget that little section there. This is actually my favourite page. I love this spread here. I love the fact that you can see, there's like a rainbow of colours going across that page. And it's like a paint palette, so it's a reminder to me that all of our colours really we get from nature, the idea behind colour and even design. We look to our environment and the beautiful world around us, and that to me sort of symbolises where creativity comes from. It also is a great way to showcase all of our colours and some of the other tools that you are able to add to your order. So in addition to colour, there is punches and there is dies, and those allow you to not only stamp but also punch or cut out an image, even just a shape without stamping, to add to the layers of your card or whatever project you're working on. So yeah, definitely I just love this page, and I love looking for each of these different flowers as I go through the catalogue, because they're not listed there, but it's actually quite easy to find. That one's actually from the Poppy suite, which is gorgeous. But there's some embellishments and ribbons and all sorts of dies and punched out shapes that you'll be able to see throughout the catalogue. Incidentally, there are some new pages on page 1, so keep your finger in this one. Turn to page 168 and 169. And I want to show you how they've organised the punches. So here we go. So we've got punch bundles that are listed here, and not only do you have a photo of them, but you've actually got the price and whether or not it is a new product for this catalogue. Here is also the place where I can show you that they have carried over some of the punch bundles from the old Occasions catalogue. the mini catalogue, and you will remember the Timeless Tulips bundle. They've also carried over the Heartfelt bundle, and I think there's one other. So look out for those because they're still available at 10% off when you get both the punch and the stamp set together. Anything that's brand new will have an N that's pictured. Now, same with the dies. While we're talking about cutting tools, page 173, we'll just go over a little bit more. You'll see the cutting and embossing products here and the die bundles. So again, they've bundled the stamp set and the dies together in one item code, and you're saving the 10%. But if you look through, again, you will find that there are some bundles that have carried over. So this is a page that's got all new ones. Here we go. So the Mountain Air bundle, that's carried over, as well as, yes, the painted poppies and painted labels. So that's another one that was a bundle in the mini catalogue. So look out for these because it's really nice to know that if you didn't get them as a bundle in the last catalogue, in this catalogue they are still available at that discounted price. And they go for a couple of pages because there's quite a few die bundles. Again, the new ones are marked with the M, so look out for that. Alrighty, what else have we got? Oh yeah, okay, so we start the shopping section of the catalogue. Just move this up a little bit. We start the shopping section of the catalogue with the kits. And there are 3 brand new kits that are featured. There's also that part of that is 2 all-inclusive kits. So you'll find that those kits have all the stamps included. There's one project kit which has the stamps separately, so you've got a choice of whether to get the stamp set or not. And there's also a product medley, so let me show you that one because it's gorgeous. Boho Indigo is the product medley, and you'll notice it has one item code for all of those items bundled together. So you get the stamps, you get everything, you get embellishments, and there's a refill kit. So you're not having to, if you run out of, say, the papers or the ribbons or any of the embellishments, you can just order the refill kit and use your stamps or even another stamp set with it. So that's super versatile, and kits are great gift ideas if you are wanting to give a gift to somebody who is just starting out with stamping or creating. Then yeah, kits are a go-to because they include everything or almost everything that you need to get stamping. Alrighty, over the page. Alright, so we have our first suite, and this is the Flowers for Every Season suite. I think this is the largest suite collection in the catalogue from memory, and you'll see that you can actually purchase the entire collection with that one item code, but you're getting a pack of Stampin' blends, which includes a combo pack, so 2, a light and a dark, of each of those new in colours, which is fantastic. You can actually purchase the blends by themselves individually, but as in a pair, in a combo pack, but this is fantastic because you're getting all of the new blends in this whole suite. And if you've fallen in love with 90% or even 99% of the products in this, you will want to know that there are 2 10% off bundles included in that suite. So it is actually one of my favourites, and I'm running a couple of classes featuring this suite in my Stamps by Mail. So look out for that in my newsletter, which is coming out very soon. I'm offering a Stamp by Mail class with this suite, the Jar of Flowers, as well as an in-person class next month. So look out for that. Let me see if I've got some samples here to show you. Here we go. So just so you can see some things in real life, we've got the cute little shaker domes. This is one of the cards that we'll be creating in my in-person class next month, my Jar of Flowers class. And I'm showing you how to make a shaker card and how to colour your flowers in. Also, we'll be learning another technique called bleaching, and I'll be showing you how to use bleach on your cardstock to bring out the underlying colour once the colour's bleached out of it. So that's just 2 cards we'll be making next month using that gorgeous stamp set. That's called the Jar of Flowers. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So that's a bundle, and you'll notice that it's a punch bundle. So if you're looking for it, it will be in the stamps and punch bundles at the back and also here. So that's the item code to get the 2 together at 10% off. All right, over the page again. Let me just find my next little purple. All right, so here we go. I'm actually going to demonstrate now for you the new Lovely You bundle, and that's put together in the 10% discount with the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. And this is actually 6 punches in one, if you like, and I'm going to show you how it works. When I first unwrapped it, I thought they were identical patterns, but they're actually not. And if you have a look, I don't know if you saw my unboxing video, if you have a look at the 2 different, just trying to get the shine off that. So see the two different patterns there. You'll be able to get 3 different sizes out of each one, depending on how long and how wide you cut your cardstock. So I'm going to show you that, and I'll show you the card that we're making in a second. And I'm also going to be bringing in one of the new embossing folders, which is actually from the Ornate Floral Suite. And you may have already got this in your collection, because this was pre-released last month, and the month before I think you could order it. So that's that embossing folder. And the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. I'm going to show you what that looks like in real life, and that's actually part of this suite, and you can also get them separately as an item in the back. So let me just pop my catalogue to the side for a second. I'll try not to show you the card before I finish. I want you to get a little bit of a surprise. So it's a bit of a technique that I'm showing you here. I guess you could call it paper piecing. You can use just like strips of scrap cardstock or designer paper, whatever you've got handy. And the idea is that you're going to arrange your strips. And these are around about 3/4 of an inch wide. Depending on the size of the frame that you're cutting, you may want to adjust that. I'm using one of the squares from the stitched rectangles framelets. And I'm going to be sticking these strips down onto just a piece of Whisper white cardstock. So I'm just using my Tombow glue and putting a little bit on the back. You don't want to put too much glue, because you're going to be putting this through the Big Shot 2 times. And if you're familiar with glue and the drying time, you need to just leave this for, maybe a minute or so before you run it through. Of course, through the magic of television, I have already popped all of my strips onto a piece of Whisper white. But you could also use our tape adhesive, our new tape adhesive, which is in the back of the catalogue, and that requires no drying time at all. So have a look out for that. That's one of our new adhesives that you will find in the back, and I'll take you to the back of the catalogue as we continue our tour a little bit later. So here's my 5 strips. You will notice again that I am featuring the brand new In Colours. whose names will remain a mystery until I reveal them later. And some of you have already been guessing. All right, so what's next? I need to do a bit of stamping. Okay, so I've got two stamps here, two stamp images, and they are from the lovely You stamp set. And you'll notice that these images are all bold images, and they make a really nice silhouette effect. They work super well when you're using a tone-on-tone design, as I'm doing here. Now, because I haven't actually got these ink colours as yet, I'm still waiting for my ink colours. I ordered them the other day. I popped a last-minute order in. I'm actually going to be using the Versamark. So what I could have done was stamp a whole heap of images on a larger sheet of each of these colours and then just cut the strips down. Today I'm not. I'm going to be using Versamark to create my background, and I'm going to just ink up each of those images and stamp them fairly randomly across. So don't worry if you go off the edge onto the white, you're not actually going to see the white. We're going to cut this panel out and make it all nice and neat. And some of these images might actually not be seen down there, but we'll see what we capture. So I'm going to stamp this larger frond, the longer frond as well, just to kind of give a bit of variety. And you'll notice how the images are going across several of the colours. So you're going to get a really pretty background effect. Okay, so just fill in any gaps that you might have, and if I hold it up to the light, as the Versamark dries, it actually goes darker. So you'll see those images start to pop off the cardstock. Now I'm going to get my dies. This is, as I said, this is from the rectangles framelits, and you'll see how it fits on my panels there. So all we're going to see is this one section. So you need to cut it out after you've stamped. I'm just bringing in my big shot. I'll be glad when I don't have the big shot anymore and I can use the Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine. It's going to take up less room, be less of a footprint on my craft table, that's for sure. Okay, so just run this through. And you'll know when if you've used these framelits before, you will know that they put a perforated line both on the inside and the outside of your piece of cardstock. So just very gently pulling that out like that. Going to try not to tear this at the edge. That's it. Yeah, so you've got the stitching both on the outside and on the inside. We're not going to use the outside bit, obviously, so I'll just make sure that gets peeled off. And then what you've got to do is very gently just pull it out of the frame, and you'll get a lovely neat edge. And it's kind of squished it all down so that it's neatened it up a little bit. And there's my panel. Alrighty. So now I can put it through again. So remember I said it goes twice through the big shot, once to cut, and then the final go through is to emboss with that ornate garden embossing folder. Just gorgeous. And because it's a 3D embossing folder, I will need to use the 3D embossing folder plate, and this is the one that you're going to use also with the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you're still using the big shot, you take the top section off and you're just using your embossing folder. and the blue plate and running that through. So that will put the pattern over the top of everything. And when you're done, this is the effect that you'll get. Isn't that gorgeous? So you've got lots of different things happening there. You've got different colours, you've got stamping, and you've got that beautiful embossed layer, and you've got the stitching as well. So that makes a gorgeous focal point for the card as you're putting it together. Alrighty, so here we go. I've got my card base, and it's just a piece, just half an A4 sheet of crumb cake cardstock cut in half and folded in half. So my little panel is going to go there. And now I'll bring in some ribbon now so that I don't forget to put that on. Alright, so here are the 3 ribbons that come in that pack that I was sharing with you, the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. So you get some beautiful gingham ribbon in one of the new in colours. You'll also get some baker's twine in another of the new in colours. That's got a bit of a sparkle too. I don't know if you can see that. It's very pretty. Hi Ness, hi Barbara, hi Nadine, hi Nerida. Lots of people have joined in the last little while. And also, we've got this gorgeous, really, really soft white ribbon that is so versatile. You could dye that using a Stampin' blend, or even dye it using one of your re-inkers in some water. So you get all 3 rolls in that combo pack. As I said, it's part of the Sweet collection, but you can get it separately as well. And I've used heaps of it. I think this is my 2nd bundle of ribbons that I am using now. So I just need a tiny bit. I'm going to get my scissors, my paper snips. Just need a tiny bit of the gingham ribbon. And I'm also going to get a little bit of the baker's twine, just tying it like that into a bow. I like to use little bits of ribbon, so you kind of get a hint of what the ribbon's like without having to tie a massive amount of it around a section of your card and popping a big bow on there that takes up lots of space on the card. Sometimes it's nice just to have a little bit. And I'm going to put it on the opposite side to where that new in colour green is. And yeah, I'm going to staple it. So Stampin' Up! Used to have a stapler. I still use it. Any stapler will do. Every household has a stapler, right? Well, it's just the Stampin' Up! One was the best stapler ever. Okay, there we go. So I've just held that there. And that's going to go on my card. Now, it's missing something. It's looking very pretty. We need a greeting. And this stamp set has, I didn't actually count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got 11 greetings in it. Super versatile. And you can imagine how you can mix and match all of those greetings with those beautiful images. I know I am going to be using the Lovely You set a lot. I wanted to make a just because card. You know, those kinds of cards that you just send because. You don't really need a reason, right? Everybody loves getting cards. So this is probably will be one of my go-to stamps in this set. Because you can finish off the sentence inside, right? You can finish off the greeting and personalise it and say what you want to say. I have 2 strips of shimmery white cardstock here. One is 3/4 of an inch and the other one is 1 inch wide. And I've cut them that way because I want to be able to fit them into this punch here. And this is the new punch that I showed you before. Let me just remind myself, of the name. Yeah, okay, so it's called the lovely Labels Pick a Punch. And remember I said it was like 6 punches in one. Right, so you need to undo it. And I find, as I'm sliding this in, I'm finding that it's easier to make sure that it's lined up if you flip it over like that. So you can actually see whether or not it's in the middle of the punch, and you just punch it down like that. And I'm going to do just one end to start with because I'm not really sure how long my greeting's going to be. All right, so it will allow me to kind of mix and match, move it along, scoot it along a little bit if I need to. So see this one? I want to make sure that it's right in the middle before I squeeze the punch. So these two ends are going to end up lining up like that on top of each other. And it's the smaller one that I'll be stamping on. Because I don't have my new in colour green yet, I'm going to use mint macaron. So I'm going to substitute colour. That's probably the closest. And I'm going to stamp it just there, like that. And then I'm going to use a little trick here that I learnt when I first started playing with this punch. You can probably see there's about an 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch that cardstock moves down and touches that bar there. I'm going to leave a little bit extra on that side of my greeting before I chop it off. So I'm going to go about there and then a little bit extra. So I'm going to chop it off like that. Because it's nice and small, I can just use my snips like that. Then when I take it into the punch once again and punch it that way. It's equidistant either side of my greeting. So same with this one. I'm going to just leave about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut it just after there, and that'll allow for that extra little bit when I'm lining it up in the punch. So just a little tip when you're using this punch for the first time, it can be a bit tricky to get the lengths right because it's the width that's uniform. The length can be varied, right? So depending on your greeting and depending on where you're wanting to stamp it onto the cardstock. So I'm going to pop that up. It's actually just pretty simple from here on in. I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals and place it onto my card. I might use a little bit of glue for that. Oh no, glue dots. I'll use glue dots because glue dots are a little bit stronger and they'll help adhere to that embossing folder there, that embossing shape, pattern. There we go. Glue dots are great for ribbons and heavier embellishments as well. But when you want to make sure something sticks, a flat surface sticks to a bumpy surface, like this one, you'll want to use your glue dots. I'm just going to pop that there in the middle. And then because this is flat on the back, I can use, not really flat, no, I think I'll use my, it's a bit flatter, shall we say. It's the debossed side, so my glue will work. And I'm going to stick that on there like that. Beautiful. Alright, so here's my original one. And here's the one that I just made. You could make a whole heap of these and change the greeting and have a whole set of cards to send out, for all different occasions. Beautiful. Alrighty. Let me just tidy up my workspace and we'll keep going. Because there's a few more things I wanted to show you in the catalogue that you might not have noticed, as I said, on your first couple of runs through. So we're up to page 23. Okay, so I'll just get a little bit of space here. I'm a very messy crafter. Those of you who've been to my classes will know that. Alrighty, so next sweet collection. So this happens to be the one that I'm going to be demonstrating in a little while. I'm going to show you a card made with the Beautiful World bundle, which is a set of dies and stamps together. Now you'll notice that this is a sweet collection, but I wanted to point out that when you're looking through the catalogue at the sweet collections, you will see that there is actually a list of the colours that they have used. So it means that you can go through and you can choose your cardstock, your ink, your embellishments, and this one features a new metallic, this World of Good. So my question number 2 is, are you ready? What is the name of the new metallic that Stampin' Up! Have introduced in this catalogue? You need to put a number 2 down below and answer that question to go on the draw. What is the name of the new metallic that Stampin' Up! Have introduced? And that World of Good, I think, is just going to be so popular for scrapbooking, for gift ideas. I'm going to be running a class on how to make a little photo wallet, keeping in mind it would be good for Father's Day, but also any occasion really that requires sort of a nice little wallet that you can pop some photos, some travel photos, or even some old photos that you've salvaged from somewhere. So look out for that class, but yeah, and look out for this. In the suites, all of the colours are there, so it makes it really easy for you then to go through and choose all your matching accessories in order to be able to create some of those things that you see there. I'm flipping over now to page... Oh yeah, so I've already told you about the cut and emboss machine. Incidentally, there is one thing at the back of the catalogue, which the cut and emboss machine, where the cut and emboss machine is shown. You'll be able to get the mini cut and emboss machine as a 50% off item with your host rewards. You won't be able to get the larger one though, so there's just a little difference in those two. Of course, you'll be able to get it as part of your host rewards, just not your 50% off item with the big machine. The little machine, yes, not the big machine. So just bear in mind and look out for the big announcement for when that machine is available. You won't be able to order any of the accessories or the machine itself yet. The other thing that I wanted to point out is this little section here. So it actually lists some products that you can use to create the project that's pictured, and it lists the page number, the item code, and the price for you. So if you're looking at something and you think, oh, I wonder how they made that, there is a list for you of the items that you might want to add to your wish list for any of the projects that you've got coming up, and to make sure that you have everything that you need. You might also that's the other thing that they have put all the way through this catalogue. You will see some suggested products that you can add to an order, some similar products. So for example, with the Playful Pet Suite, obviously the theme is pets, and you might be interested in knowing that there's a cat punch and a dog builder punch, and even a way to goat set. So the stamp set that features goats. So yeah, if you're looking for animal stamps, it's got and accessories. It's got a whole lot of other suggestions for you there, and it just means that you've got more to choose from. The other thing that you might want to look for throughout the catalogue as you're browsing is the Step It Up section. So this is actually a whole half page which they've devoted to a card that has been stepped up in its in the different types of techniques that they've used. So you could create something fairly simple. You could create something which requires a little bit of technique. or something that requires a lot of techniques. It's really up to you, but notice how it's using the same stamp set. So it teaches you the versatility of that set, but it also teaches you that you can keep it simple, or you can make it as arty and complicated as you like, depending on which one you're choosing to make each time. Alrighty, haven't missed anything there, no. Alright, so page 142 is another page that you might want to jot down somewhere. It is actually the page which lists all of our colour collections in one go. So they're all there, including the in colour. You don't have to go over the page or the page before. You will notice that the true colour is pictured in a circle at the top of each section. But there is a softer version of that colour going down each section, so that you can be sure that it is in fact the item code for Gorgeous Grape Stampin' Ink refill. Okay, so you're not just looking at numbers. You can make sure that you've got the correct item code by selecting the softer colour of the True to Life colour up the top. Something that you might miss as you're looking at page 142 and 143 is the fact that they have put the Stampin' Blends down the bottom of each section. And wherever they have got a number, that means that you can get the combo pack of that Stampin' Blend. So Barmy Blue, you'll be able to get the light and the dark together for $15.50. For example, Coastal Cabana doesn't have an item code. That means there are no Stampin' Blends for Coastal Cabana colour, but you can get the combo pack in Bermuda Bay, and that's the item code for that. So don't miss seeing where the Stampin' Blends are. They still are in this catalogue. They are only available in combo packs for this time. But I didn't want you to think, oh my goodness, they've taken them out of the catalogue and I can't find them. They're actually listed here on the colour collections pages. Alrighty. I've told you about the host rewards. What I also wanted to share with you is the fact that there is a joining special for the launch of this new catalogue. When I got my starter kit, all I was interested in was getting some beautiful products at a discount. So when I say you can become a demonstrator, get the starter kit, that doesn't mean that you have to teach classes or do videos or even sell if you like. You can be your own best customer. As a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you get lots of perks. You get to see the catalogues before they launch. You get to pre-order from the catalogue. And sometimes you get to take advantage of a promotion. So if you are not currently a demonstrator, you can join Stampin' Up! Anytime. But now is a great time, and here's why. Those of you who looked at the bundle packs in the back of the catalogue, so let me just go to them now and point out one in particular that has caught my eye, and I'll tell you why. So I showed you the die bundles in particular, and the bundle price is the 10% off price. At the moment, when you join Stampin' Up, not only do you get your $235 worth of product for $169, so the price of the kit is still the same. You get to choose any bundle, any die or punch bundle in addition to your kit for no extra charge. So that's a free bundle that you're adding to your kit, and obviously the amount that you're saving will depend on the amount that the bundle is worth. I just wanted to point out to you the Blossoms in Bloom bundle here on page 174. That's $104.25 for the dies and stamp set together to create cards like this. And I think that is our most expensive bundle. in the catalogue, you'll be able to add that to your kit, your starter kit, for free. And that offer ends at the end of June. So between now and June, you can take advantage of that extra perk. Very exciting. And of course, any of those bundles is up for grabs. And the punch bundles, don't forget those, because they too are included. And they're included in any of the bundles that are pictured in those pages at the back that I pointed out. If you've got questions or you would like to just grab a coffee and have a chat about why I love being a demonstrator and what you hope to get out of it as well, I'd love to chat with you. Just shoot me a message and we'll make a time to do that. So I think we're up to question 3. If you've been following on, before I do my next make and take, and then the last question will be at the very end. So question 3, let me see my questions here. Okay, so how much extra do you get in the host rewards when your order comes to $400 or more before shipping? So that's question 3. How much extra do you get in host rewards when your order comes to $400 or more before shipping? You can answer that below and I will draw out a winner and let you know whether your name came out of the hat. All right, I've got one more card to show you and I think we've got time. Then I'm going to close off and with one last question as well. All right, so let me just bring in, this time I am going to show you the card, or parts of the card anyway, before I put it together, because I've actually pre-cut some of this card. I've also got some more samples to show you, so I'll put those there so I don't forget. And I've got a little sampler here to show you as well. So this World of Good bundle, which was incidentally the only one that I ordered as a sweet bundle when I was pre-ordering a month ago, I decided that I needed to have everything in this suite. Goodness, where is it? I can't find it now. It should be in one of the most dog-eared pages. There we go. So World of Good suite. I just decided that I needed something that was as versatile as this. So I ordered the whole suite collection, and I got everything in the suite. So the dies, the stamp set, the papers, even the new metallic colour, which you're writing the name of, to that last question. What I did want to show you was the gorgeous embossing folder. So I'm going to be using this on my card, but this is called the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder. And it literally makes it look like you have scrunched up paper and just kind of flattened it out. So it's got a lovely worn oldie worldy look about it, and you know, we used to have to try really hard to get this look, but now all we have to do is run a piece of cardstock or paper through the Big Shot with our 3D embossing folder plate, and it ends up looking like it is actually in fact old. So let me just do that with this part of my card. The papers that I'm using are of course from the same suite, and they've got beautiful world maps, and some of them have got the metallic running through them as well. I'll show you a little sample of them in a second, but I just wanted to run through this piece of cardstock, and it's one of the new in colours, and it reminds me of leather. It's like the colour of baby soft leather. And if you pop it through the Big Shot though with this embossing folder, let me show you what happens. Just gorgeous. So out the other side, I don't know if you can see those grooves now. Can you see how that's aged it and made it look like a piece of well-worn leather? It's just beautiful. So what you can do is, you know, you can rough it up even more. You can bend the corners up. I'm actually going to be tucking the corner across with one of the embellishments in a second. I have pre-cut the globe from the dies, and then I've worked out. I've looked at the pictures in the catalogue. When in doubt, always look at the catalogue, because what I've been doing is covering over that little arm that goes across the globe. But in fact, what you're meant to do is put that under, because that's like the little protector for when the globe is spinning, so it doesn't kind of fall off. So either or I think is okay, but you see more of the detail of that die when you put it underneath. So I'm going to pop that there. I've also used some of the stitch nested labels dies with some of that paper and just a early espresso cardstock piece as well. So that's going to layer up on the card too. And some of the new blue in colour is going to be my base. So you'll notice that there were some of the in colours mentioned in this suite collection, and you can get your cardstock to match, which is very nice. All right, so this one here is just going to be stuck down with a little bit of glue, and I'm going to just fold this corner back. And I'm going to catch it, so it's like it's kind of been folded and worn. And I'm just trying to find my little, here we go, the embellishments. So these are called Antique Corners and Slides, and they are from the World of Good suite. And if you have a look in there, you'll see there are some buckles. There are also some, I guess what you'd call photo corners, but you can use them for almost anything. And what I've been doing is I've been getting some glue dots and just popping the glue dot on the back of each corner like that, and then catching the folded back piece, so you'll be able to see the other side of your double-sided paper. So that's just a little trick, and that holds that there beautifully. So yeah, it's almost like you're turning the page of a book. And then you can stick this down using your adhesive. Over here. So I really love the way this looks like tanned leather, the colour. And then you've got that real life texture, so it's not just a pattern on the paper, but it's real texture that you can touch and feel. It's just gorgeous. Oops. Make sure that goes down. All right, beautiful. So there's my base. And then all I'm going to do is layer up these parts. So if I show you the world map dies, I just wanted you to see the different aspects of it. So you've actually got two worlds that you can choose from. One of them has Australia and the other one doesn't. So I like the fact that you've got either or, east and west. There's your stand. That's the one that I've cut out of the metallic, the foil. And then you've got some really nice, really interesting patterns, and I'll show you some samples. This one does an embossed writing, and this one does like little slits that have been cut out, so you can create little windows, and you can make a strip or just one little section if you want to add a little bit of detail. There's a feather, and a lot of these will cut out for you. Yeah, the stamps in the stamp set. You've got a different base for the globe. You've got a couple of curly shapes, and again that's repeated in the dies. So really versatile. And probably my favourite part about this set is the greetings. I love it. I love all of them. I think that you could use them both for scrapbooking as well as for card making. So super versatile. So they're the dies, and as I said, I've cut them these shapes out that I need already. So just to make it a little bit quicker, I'm going to use my Tombow glue in the background. So all of these are just flat, stuck down with the glue because there's so many layers. You don't need to pop anything up on dimensionals. When you've got about 4 or 5 layers of cardstock and die cut elements, yeah, you just want to preserve a little bit of that space, especially if you're going to be sending something in an envelope. Right, so there's my background. The greeting's going to be stamped there. How I stick the world map onto the circle, which comes in the set of dies as well, is I just pop a little bit behind where the land is, and maybe a little tiny bit on the edge. You don't need much glue, and just stick that there, like that. That'll dry clear. And I'm going to do it behind this time. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of my stand first, just a really small amount. Super small amount. And then I'm going to line it up. And leaving a little bit of room to the left for my greeting. There we go, so that's sticking quite well. And I chose the one with Australia. That's my favourite one. I think Tasmania is there too somewhere, I'm sure. Alright, to finish off, here's my finished card. I've used some early espresso ink. If you stamp this straight down onto the paper, it comes out beautifully. It's just such a gorgeous colour, and it's going to coordinate with the colours in the papers. I think that would be a gorgeous card to give to Dad, Grandpa, even a friend who's meant the world to you, and who you want to say thank you to. Just beautiful. Let me show you a couple more samples before we finish up, and I've got one more question to ask you as well. I know I love the globe die too, Renata. It's beautiful. All right, here we go. So here's one with a feather. To tell you the truth, this card I started off making it completely differently, and it ended up being this design. I also used a little buckle and some of that beautiful new suede, faux suede it is. It really does feel like leather suede. Here's a green one, which I'm not sure if you can see. Can you see that that little like embossing piece that you'll get in the set of dies? That you can sort of just add a little tiny bit of writing there. You can't decipher it, but it just looks gorgeous. And there's the smaller stand for the globe. So you can use either the globe as, you can do the circle in the metallic, or you can do the world map in the metallic and layer them over the top, and each looks great. Yeah, so mix and match them that way. Love this paper in the background with the compass. What else have I got? Oh yeah, here's another one using some of that metallic foil running through the paper, the map, the world map, and that interesting piece that you'll get in your set of dies. It creates a bit of a textured embellishment. I've actually used the inside of the globe. So what came out of that little semicircle piece, I've just used that instead of the whole thing. So don't waste it, because if you're cutting that foil, designer paper out, you'll want to make sure that you use every little bit. Yeah, so that again is one of my favourite suites. Love, love, love it. You'll see lots of cards that I'll make with that in the future. Here's what it looks like. I just wanted to show you what it looked like with the darker early espresso. Run through with the embossing folder. And here's what it looks like with that foil. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty. And the difference between these two is they're both crumb cake cardstock, but this one's plain and this one I have run over with a sponge dauber. So you'll see these in the back of the catalogue using crumb cake ink, and I've just highlighted some of those ridges to make it look a bit more worn. So you can have a lot of fun with this embossing folder. Somebody even said, you could even print out some old photos and run them through and make them look older than they are, if you want that real authentic look. Okay, so we are up to our last question, question number 4. Let me just get myself organised here. Goodness, I've made such a mess. But it's been fun, right? I hope you guys have had fun. All right, so my last question of the day is, what is the most expensive bundle that you can get for free when you join Stampin' Up this month? I did talk about it a little while earlier. What is the most expensive bundle that you can get for free when you join Stampin' Up this month? And you need to put a number 4 before you answer that question. If you have just joined us and you're coming in at the end, I'm going to be saving this to my Facebook page so you can watch along again. If there was a question that you missed that you want to be able to answer. I won't be finalising this until next week. So next Saturday at 2 p.m. I will be announcing the winners of my draw. You've also got the whole week to place an order of $100 or more, and you'll also go in the draw to win a prize from my basket. And book into a class. So throughout this week, make sure you get in touch with me via my Facebook page or my phone number, and I'll get those things organised for you. Okay, so let me just make sure that there's nothing. Okay, yes, I've reminded you about the pick a prize that ends next Saturday. You can place an order online in my store as well. So anytime, and any people that have done that throughout this week will also go in the prize draw. So if their order is $100 or more. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And look, I hope you have a lot of fun continuing to browse through your catalogue. If there's anything that I can help you out with, just let me know either below. I'm going to go through and see if there was any questions. Let me just have a little look. Can I zoom up here? Let's have a look. Okay, no, it's not letting me. Hi, Kerry. You can watch the replay if you've just joined. Yeah, okay, so it's not letting me look at the questions, but I will go through the questions later and I'll answer them below. As I said, I am going to be saving this video, so you'll be able to rewatch at any time. But thanks for joining me live, those of you that could, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.